welcome back to another episode of Adrian Like the Podcast. I'm AJ.
I'm Abby.
And we have a very special guest today, Mr. Jeremy Ervin. How are you, sir?
I'm doing amazing, man.
Oh, welcome.
Be here.
He's doing amazing. That's what he said. Let me tell you a little bit like Jeremy, and then we're going to get started. So he grew up in Birmingham. He got his bachelor from Stillman. You know,
So let's see, baby.
wow.
Solid.
Is it solid?
Let's see, baby.
He's got an MBA from University of Phoenix. He has 20 years of HR experience.
Absolutely.
So of course, this is going to be a very dynamic episode. I mean, we could argue he's a little smart, maybe.
A little.
He works in workforce development, and he has his own nonprofit. We'll hear about that later. And then he's a PR expert. So he runs some campaigns. He'll talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good in the community, all that good stuff. But running somebody's campaign,
Yeah.
I can only imagine. We might have to do an episode on that alone because
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I'm
a lot.
I'm a little nosy. Like I want to how
Yeah.
would they be yelling? They'd be like, no, I don't want to do that.
It was great. It was awesome.
I want to.
I feel like I'm interested in the more juicier things, like
Yeah.
there's something pop up, or
Always.
like
Always.
your campaigns.
Always.
Of
Always.
course, Abby wants to be the nosy one.
I want the smut a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
For the last 5 years, absolutely.
So, Jeremy, how we do things here? We have a little fun.
Okay.
While we're HR professionals, Abby laughed when I said, we don't have fun at work, but we try. So on the podcast,
Okay.
we want to have a little fun.
Okay.
So I prepared some would you rather questions that you haven't heard, Abby haven't heard. I want your authentic answers.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
So the first one, would you rather have a long commute or a long work day?
It's easy. A long commute.
Really?
Absolutely a long commute. Actually, funny story. I used to ride 280 to get to work. And y'all know it's a lot of stop and go. But I started going 459 to First Avenue South and taking that long drive and just watching the sun come up because I have to get to work at the crack of dawn. And listening to my music, gives me time to pray, read, listen to podcasts, listen to HR Unlocked in the morning. I told you I'm a fan. So, but yeah, so I love a long commute and I like the road trip. So it feels like a road trip every morning.
Right. It gives you some time to center yourself, get weird for the day. I can understand that.
Absolutely.
I did a commute for a while where I was driving from when I lived in Tuscaloosa and I came to Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a hassle. I don't think I would do it again.
I think our longest commute was 45 minutes. And that's terrible.
And don't get me wrong, like I totally agree. I definitely had that time to myself where I could just zone, but it's just the traffic sometimes and I don't know what's gonna happen when I'm really gonna get home. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd probably have long.
Long day. Yeah. Same. Would you rather have a personal chef or a personal driver? Jeremy?
I love to cook. So to steal some ideas, I probably would like a personal chef.
Yeah. I feel like also to piggyback off that, if you're trying to be healthy, you can be like, hey, whip me up
This is what I need. Yeah.
instead of just like, whatever else. So I already have a personal chauffeur. Shout out to my husband.
Oh, here we go again.
But I think I would do a personal chef because I agree. I like cooking as well, but I want to get some more ideas.
Yeah.
And then also just to be able to not have to think about it.
Right.
Like to be able to come home and be like, today I'm going to get salmon and whatever I want.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Absolutely.
So,
This one was a hard one for me because I don't like to drive. But then to y'all point of having like get home and have a meal, you don't have to think about it. It's just, hey, these are the things I want. I'm doing this, healthy thing. And, and they just cook it. It's all good. So I don't know. That was hard. Two more.
Okay.
Would you rather brush your teeth or no? Would you rather not brush your teeth or not put on deodorant?
You know what? I'm fine with not putting on deodorant. I gotta brush my teeth. I brush my teeth probably three or four times a day.
Yeah.
You can mask putting on deodorant if you're not like heavily active in that moment, but you can't mask bad breath.
You can't.
And especially, and I love to smile and laugh. So that's definitely going to be
It's
Natural.
what's on the forefront. No, I agree. I think also too, I will doom scroll and I follow dentists. I don't know if you guys see those like little dentist reviews where they like show you people with horrible teeth, calcified stuff, and it always freaks me out. Like, so no, I couldn't not brush my teeth.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, it's the first thing people see. Like
That
they
part.
look at your mouth, your teeth, like, oh,
And then if you're in the office, we work in HR, so we're not active all the time. So we just kind of like in our office, not really doing a lot. We can just kind of, it and just
Sit it.
don't move.
Just don't move.
Where's the fan?
Don't move. Where the fans at?
Where's the fan? All right, last one. Would you rather work overtime for a bonus or leave early for free?
Work overtime for a bonus. I'm a workaholic, so
You got like,
yeah, I would definitely work overtime for a bonus for sure.
that's a tough one. Depending on the season. Okay. In certain seasons of my life, I absolutely would have said work overtime for a bonus.
Mhm.
But I think to me, it's almost like bonus incentives for professional positions should be embedded into your compensation package. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So I think that no, I want to practice what I preach, which is quality of life,
Work life.
enjoying my time outside of work. Also, still, of course, putting focus to everything I'm doing at work and being mindful of that is my priority. But I think we're kind of shifting the culture back to that boomer work,
Yeah.
which, is still good. Like, listen, grind and do what you need to do to get to, the point where you want to get to, but also enjoy your life.
Absolutely.
So,
Well, this was a game. It wasn't a presentation.
so serious.
Yeah, it wasn't a presentation. I mean, my God. That's the whole episode. Thanks so much for joining.
Right.
So employees, thanks so much for being here. I think I would do the overtime. I work overtime for a bonus because I think we natural leaders do it. We just kind of work and sometimes don't even realize, oh, it's 8:00. I'm still doing stuff or preparing for a meeting or preparing for a presentation. So I think if they would just count the hours that I'm working already extra,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're already doing it in a lot of
every day.
ways. Yeah.
efficient emails.
And then just also like for me, like I will leave at 5 and then pull out my laptop and work for like 2-3 hours.
Right? It's just like, but there's moments we got to cut it off, and we'll talk about that episode. All right. So I mentioned Jeremy. He is in workforce development, which I think is very important for employees, right? To just learn stuff outside of our normal day to day, right? So why is it so important to you, Jeremy? Because I know you've talked about it. I mean, I've known you for a while. We're also frat brothers. So, like, why is workforce development so important to you?
To me, workforce development is so important. First off, I know we got all the formalities and everywhere, but I'm excited about being here. How can we just say that? I am such a huge fan of you guys, and so I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, my brother. And Abby, such a pleasure always. So thank you guys for having me. I'm a huge fan.
All right, now,
All right, so
much more Abby.
all right. So workforce development, for me, it was, I'm an advocate at the end of the day, and unfortunately, there are a lot of our people or people in general who are disenfranchised, don't take advantages of the resources, that don't know about resources until it's too late. And so I'm a researcher at the end of the day. I'm always kind of thinking ahead of the curve. I'm always thinking 5 to 10 years. I'm an overthinker. So I just felt like this was the natural progression from HR. So, because it's kind of the same. But I just thought it was the natural progression because it's more about advocacy and making sure that people have access to resources who wouldn't normally have them, or ring the proverbial alarm that say, hey, wake up. Don't stay in the same role. You don't have to stay in the same role. I know you've been working here for 15 years, but hey, we got resources here.
Right.
We pay for your college tuition, so utilize these benefits so that you can take care of your family. You won't have to struggle. And so that's what it was about for me. And then as it relates to workforce in the community, Again, just making sure that our community knows what job opportunities are available. And most of the Fortune 500 companies that are here in Birmingham, most of their entry level positions, you only have to have a high school diploma and a valid driver's license anyway, just to get your foot in the door.
Right.
And so a lot of our community does not know that. They see the name and shy away from it, but here I am, Mr. Advocate, Mr. Liaison right here. Hey,
Make it happen.
this job can be for you too.
Yeah.
But it just requires a little foresight, a little research, and I'm going to give it to you. So that's what workforce.
Also having that motivator, right? Like so many people don't have that in their lives. I've known and met so many people who just, unfortunately they don't have the family member or the person in their life telling them like you can do better. Like you should want better. This is what we can do to help, your circumstance.
Right.
So just having even though, and I'm sure you've come across it, you probably, worked with so many people who you're like, no, I'm here for you. I am that person.
And I mean it. And I'm not just talking like a politician, just saying it. I really mean it, and my job is basically centered around your success. So your success is my success.
Right.
Even in the community, like just when I have people come back and say, thank you so much for looking out my son or my daughter, they wouldn't have had this opportunity if it wasn't for you. And so I'm just grateful to God for putting me in places where, where I'm supposed to be, because I could be that missing link. Just somebody to connect them to their next opportunity. So,
Jeremy, you're actually outside of the workforce. You're taking it to the community with your nonprofit. So talk to us a little bit about that.
so my nonprofit is the Paragon Purpose People Foundation, and it was centered around community, but I think the role that I play now with the company that I work for played such a pivotal part to it because most of our company employees mirrored the community, as far as their educational background, as far as them not utilizing resources. And I got comfortable with, teaching the material to our employees. And I was just like, well, God, what if I just do this for the community? And so I was talking to my brother one day and he was like, well, why don't you use the name Paragon? And for me, I'm always about connecting people to purpose, was my theme for my PR firm. And so I'm always this purpose word. And so Paragon means the standard of excellence, hence Paragon Purpose People. And it was founded. And so we founded it last year, and offering career development services, resume writing, interview skills, mental health courses, as well, all for free to the community. And so we have a class every Wednesday night, 2-hour course. And so we have seen so much growth over the time. But it's just, keeping myself motivated because, as the poorer, sometimes, you need that motivation. And so when I get opportunities like these, it reinforces how important it is to do this work that I do. And so I hope I answered your question.
No, you did. And Abby signed us up for the class at some point.
Oh, for his class.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. We would
So
love to be in the
we were talking about doing a class on workplace brand that we just did that episode on. But I think that'll be good for people to understand who they are from the outside. Like, I see you coming into work every day. What do you represent coming to you?
Yeah.
What can I say? Oh, that's Abby. She's always late.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think I'll just add to that. The main part was we teach confidence to people because I don't know, somewhere along the line, we forgot that the interviewer needs us. And so we take on this, forgive me, yes sir, master mentality when we come into interviews.
Yeah.
And you don't have to take that approach. You know your worth. You know the work that you've done. Now come in here and strongly talk about what you're going to bring to this company.
Right.
But also, this is an opportunity for you to interview the company as well, because this is where you're going to be. And if you're looking for a job, then you can just find a job. But if you're looking for a career,
Right.
go in and showing your best self. And so that's what we teach at Paragon Purpose Week.
Yeah, and I think that's such a shift from what was traditionally taught. You
Yeah.
know, even for me growing up, it was always like, okay, you have to go in, be very respectful, hold your head
Yeah.
down, like, you know
That-
what I mean? Like, try to make yourself smaller
right.
to fit into their space.
Absolutely.
But really, they need to be making a space for you.
Absolutely.
So,
That's so good.
Yeah. I noticed like when I worked so I've used every part of mine because I worked at worked at one of the colleges here, and I worked in career development. And a lot of the employers were always saying that they needed people who had the core competencies, taking initiative, just coming to work on time, and coming in and having basic technology, just the basic core competencies. And so we teach that.
right.
And so, seeing someone to come back and say, "Hey, thank you so much for this opportunity because now because I've taken your course, I got 5 job offers." And I'm going to tell everybody I know every time I get a chance. So
Yeah.
teaching that and changing the mindset is what I do in workforce development, whether it's with my job or in the community. It is about changing the mindset.
Absolutely. And it's probably so interesting too that like it's different. You see your effect on different levels, right? Because you're talking
Absolutely.
about like the community, of course. So
Mhm.
people working helps the community.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have less crime, you have less people who are, without. And when we can create a more inclusive and like community where people have resources, they have employment so that they can take care of themselves,
Right.
you'll see the effects of that move outward. And also for their children, right? Because sometimes, there is this cycle that occurs.
Yeah.
Someone is, has a child and they maybe are a production worker.
Yeah.
And then their kid becomes a production worker.
Right.
And then it just continues down this cycle. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
For
absolutely
sure
not.
not. But I think also we lose a lot of potential because
Mhm.
there's so many people that I've come across in my organization and even organizations that I've worked at prior that they have so much potential.
Right.
It's just not tapped into.
Right.
That's where you come in.
Right. And that's where we also have noticed that from a workforce standpoint, when we're looking at the labor statistics, those jobs are the ones that's coming back. Those are the ones that we need the HVAC. We need the
Plumbing.
plumbing. We need all of those. And those people are making more now than the people in the office. And so just even inspiring our community to go out and get a trade.
Right.
But even then, you got to know how to interview. You got to know how to sell yourself. And so
And apply skills,
and
like,
apply the skills and to be able to talk about the work that you've done and the impact that you've made. And so we believe truly in meeting people where they are, so that those opportunities will start seeking them out.
Yeah.
So it's
that.
That's so good. I want to go back, and then we're gonna stay on interview skills, Kieran. But 2 things. One, um, what was
Was you
it?
blank?
Going into the interview,
Yep.
like confident.
Oh yeah.
I preached that so many times. I used to in orientation when I was doing them. Like, there's no secret. We need you.
Yeah.
Like, and I say that so confidently and so outly because it's true. If it wasn't for the employee, it wasn't for you employees, we won't be able to operate or do produce this product, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, so I wish organizations would put that on the forefront more. Like, we need you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here.
All right.
Second thing, what you're doing is a goal of mine, and what I mean by that is, I always want to be an external human resource for people,
Absolutely.
and that's exactly what you're doing.
Right.
Like,
Powerful.
I want to be able to pick up a phone
Yeah.
and say, Abby, I got Jeremy. These are his skills. Do you have a job? Abby says, yep. Because of you and who you are,
Right.
I want to do it. So then you prepare Abby for this job or whatever. Like, that's so good.
Getting those connection points. That's
That's
so
hard.
important.
So
So important.
yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to interview skills real quick.
Yeah.
So you teach the skill. You teach confidence. You teach Okay, you go into your interview knowing that they need you because they posted the job. They said, "Hey, we want to interview you." Obviously, they need somebody for the role
Yeah, for sure.
because they don't have the person right now internally. So you're teaching these skills, but what does it look like? Like walk us through,
Absolutely.
you know, a little step by step of how you.
This is what I do, man. So, basically, we go over the interview from the start to the finish. Typically, when you go on an interview, the first thing that you want to do is shake the person's hand in a confident way. Not too hard, not too aggressive, not clammy hands. And thank the people for interviewing you because you want to show that level of humility. And then next, I always say, so I'm giving out my secrets. So I always
Our employees, that's like,
yeah. So I always tell the people to bring in a bottle of water. Hold that, pin that right there. So bring in a bottle of water. And so they're like, why do I need to bring in a bottle of water? I said, I'm gonna tell you in a second. So the first thing that typically employers want to know or interviewers want to know is, tell me about yourself. So the first,
I hate that.
right off the top,
Of course.
you know, most of your base level employers are asking, tell me about yourself. So I always say, you know, say 3 things: who you are, something personal about yourself that's real quick, and why you want the job. So tying that in, giving information at the top so you set the tone for your interview. So what that sounds like is, my name is Jeremy Ervin, and I'm born and raised right here in the city of Birmingham. I've done some research on your company, and I know that you're looking for a hard worker. And because I know you're looking for a hard worker, that's me. And that's why I'm here today.
Hmm.
And so,
Hired.
and so taking that different approach
Sure.
at the beginning sets the tone, and it makes your interviewer sit up like, oh, this is going to be a
Sure.
different type of interview
Yeah.
because this person already is aware of who they are. They've already set the tone, and then it gives the person that's interviewing some breadcrumbs already, because the next question is going to be, okay, so tell me, why do you want this job?
So let me
Right.
let me.
Yeah.
So in layman's terms,
Yeah.
who you are, a fun fact,
Yeah.
and why we should hire you, basically, in the beginning, or why you think this job fits you. So I love the fun fact because
You're human.
that, like, a fun fact of mine would be, um, I like the beach, but I don't like sand on my toes. So I don't like walking in sand.
Right.
So naturally, every time it makes them laugh or like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So to your point, it makes them sit up. It's like,
Right.
now they're dialed into who you are.
Yeah. And I have to,
Getting
right. And I have to tell the person that you're the thermostat, not a thermometer. You shift the energy in the room when you come in to interview. And that right there alone is like 20% of your interview.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, and so I've again, these 20 years have taught me a lot, and I've had over 1,000 interviews interviewing people. So you tend to, and you guys can agree to this, you know a personality in probably in 15, 20 minutes.
If not, and also just when you spoke a lot to confidence, a lot of the times I'm sure we've all experienced it.
Yeah.
When people walk into a room on an interview and they walk in and they're,
First impression.
yeah, their
Walk
head
through it.
down and they're mumbling like, and I'm like, hi, what's your name? And "Hey, James," and you know what I mean? Like that alone
Where you
makes
want to
me
be?
feel like,
Right.
is this going to be a good
Could
fit?
be a
You
tough
can't,
fit.
yeah, you can't even
Yeah.
speak up to your name. So, yeah, I think confidence is number one. It's key, and like you mentioned, setting that tone straight away, because you don't know what the interviewer has been doing
Before
before.
you came in, right?
Yeah, they could have had a rough day. They could have had 3 interviews before you. So you need to be the one that stands out
Yeah.
just a little.
Every interview that I have had, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I've had several interviews. I remember one specifically where the lady had interviews, probably about 40 people. And she said, we've been waiting on you all day.
I love
And,
that.
and I kind of knew I had something going, you know, for myself. But, you know, it still didn't click until, you know, I've gotten several jobs offered to me on a career fair. So I'll tell you about that, but I don't want to keep going. But I have had an amazing HR
Yeah.
career. Yeah.
Well, it's also, that like from that I can tap into my like
Yep.
natural skill,
Absolutely.
right? So that's amazing. It's like,
So Jeremy, take us quickly through the next portion of so
The interview.
yep, talk to
Okay. So
Amazing.
once they go through, tell me about yourself. Why do you want this position? And then now it's time to talk about what you've actually done in your role. So tell me about your experience. So that's confident as well. Whatever systems that you use, don't just say we did this or we did that. No, it's not about we, it's about I. I did this. This is what I did. I used IS3. Name the system, name the tools that you use. Be very descriptive because you have to paint the picture because these interviewers haven't been on your work journey. And so finding, that being descriptive about the work that they've done and so forth. And then once they go through the experience, then there is the piece that I absolutely love is now it's your time to interview the interviewer. But the bottled water. So remember, I told you guys to pin that.
I pinned it.
So typically, depending on how confident you are going into an interview, you need fillers. Instead of saying or whatever. So I teach them to ask. I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? Because we do live coaching. So a lot of them get fumbled, and I say, hold on, take a deep breath. And then ask the interviewer, I'm sorry, can you repeat yourself? I said, but you can only ask that. You probably only get about a 30 to 45-minute interview or 45 minutes to an hour. So you want to use that stall maybe 2.5 times. But that other part, so you got a total of 4 times. 2 times to ask that question. And then 2 times to grab that water. So, excuse me, can you hold while I take a sip of water?
gotcha.
Pause.
Yeah.
Put the water back down, and then the interview ensues. So that gives you a little more time.
Yeah, to think in your head, like what's my next sentence?
Yeah,
Am I gonna
what I need
connect
to
the
say.
dots here? Yeah.
So these are like fillers to use. So 4 fillers, 2 times asking to repeat itself, or 2 times grabbing the water.
Yeah.
And I had a friend of mine tell me at work today.
Look at that.
That it worked today. She said, "Baby, I brought my bottle of water." I was like, "Okay."
Love that.
So,
Yeah, that work in meetings too. Maybe I need
yes, and then the last thing, very last thing, is to making sure that they have 3 absolute questions. And first question is, how is success measured in this role?
that one. I use that one too.
Right. And what do you love about your job? And then lastly, can you? And so it's 2 questions that I always have at the end. If you can remember this, so said, what do you love about your job? And then the third question is, how soon are you looking to fill this role? Or can you tell me about a time when a team member gave you a suggestion about changing something in the role? How did you go about implementing that? And so you want to know what they love about their job, because this kind of helps you to figure out what the culture is going to be like, how is success measured. That helps you to understand what's expected of you in the job. What do you love about your job? And then lastly, am I going to be heard? And so you want to ask that question to see if you're going to be heard. And then the last, obviously the easy one, how soon are you looking to fill this position? Because you need to know
Yeah.
if you have time to put in a 2-week notice or whatever. So
It reinforces your interest.
right. And those are 4 absolute questions that I have the interviewers or the interviewees to ask in an interview. And so that typically wraps up the class. And then at that point, we're really just kind of looking over resumes, making sure now that you've gone through the fundamentals of the class, let's go through your resume and let's see how you're able to sell yourself based off of this foundation that we set.
Right.
Wow. We could literally talk to Jeremy more.
Sure.
Right? Because,
I love it.
yeah.
It's things that we practice, right?
Yeah.
Hearing how like easy it's flowing out of you. You can just tell that you're giving that direction, and it's great information that is so needed. People just don't realize.
Giving back to the community, not
Yes.
just
Yes.
in the four walls of the organization. It's community. All right, so we got to go, but
Yeah, that's cool.
We gotta wrap it up.
yeah, Jeremy, we gotta have you back.
Okay.
I mean, I really.
That-
So I'm moving, okay, to Maryland. Are you sad?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. I should cry.
Yeah.
We need a crowd camera, so
I'm
1, 2, 3, go. So I was talking to our producer, and we were trying to figure out, how we gonna do it virtually. I'm gonna have to fly back every time, so we're gonna figure it out. So you may see some differences in what we're looking at.
Yeah.
But Jeremy, thank you so much. We're gonna get you back in person though.
I can't believe that it's over with. That's it.
Right. It's go by so fast.
5 minutes.
Right. So we gotta have you back.
Okay.
Talk about more. I mean, I wouldn't be amiss if we talk about like your nonprofit and the other things you provide to the community, because that's so good. But also we can talk about some drama too that we're talking about off camera, which would be great. Oh, we're talking about campaigns too. So,
Campaigns.
we might have to do like an hour. We might do an hour. I'm sure it's like 30 minutes now. We gotta do like an hour.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate your time.
for having
Thank you for
me.
being here. Employees, you've learned a lot. Make sure you subscribe, like, send us your questions,
Absolutely.
comments. You got something for Jeremy? We'll pin Jeremy's nonprofit link.
Yeah.
Reach out. Abby, anything else? Anything on this?
I don't think so. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. Thank you, Jeremy.
Jeremy, do you have anything? Last word?
Hey, have a great week. Thank you guys so much for having me.
See, and I didn't mess it up this time.
You Rex, that's what you said.
Okay.
Man, it-
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Okay, until our next meeting.
have a great week.
We got it.